We are back with part 2 of our Q&A, and this one is focused on holiday things, Disney things, all that fun stuff. Let's get kicking with the questions. Let's get to it.
Okay, the first question is, are there any films or characters you wish were represented more at Disney World, or any you think are overrepresented?
Overrepresented, I definitely think Beauty and the Beast, and it is my favourite Disney film, but they're like, it's everywhere now. It's almost becoming the disease of Disney. It's like in Magic Kingdom, it's got Castle, Shop, Gaston's Place, Tales with Belle. Then in Hollywood Studios, you've got the show. Like, just chill.
And there's that whole area of the shop that's turned into like that.
Oh yeah, now the Co-op's got the new film. Just calm it down. We all love Beauty and the Beast. This is getting crazy.
They're just really, really pushing the new movie a lot, and that's overrepresented. My pick for overrepresented is probably not going to surprise anyone. It's Frozen. Not through any hatred of the movie. I don't hate it as much as many people do. I just think that there's a lot that they, at least were, shoehorning it into, where it didn't need to be, and it didn't need to be like this thing that was in all of the parks. I get that it was popular, and that's fine. It was just, for me, a bit much seeing it everywhere, with everything having a Frozen tie-in. And just didn't really enjoy it. I mean, it didn't resonate with me as a movie. Just didn't really get the hype. So that, for me, would be my pick for overrepresented.
I think that they could do a lot more with Princess and the Frog.
That's a really good answer, actually.
I love that film. That has got to be one of my favourite Disney films, Princess and the Frog. I think it's very underrated, and I think a casual meet and greet with Tiana in like Magic Kingdom somewhere is not enough when you have 2 resorts dedicated to New Orleans.
Yeah.
You've got the French Quarter and you've got the Riverside with the Alligator Bayou, which has like Louis on it. Like, you could do so much more with that theme. And just more in the parks. I would like to see some more New Orleans. I mean, Universal has Mardi Gras. Why doesn't Disney have some kind of New Orleans celebration with the beignets that are amazing?
That's definitely a good answer. I think on a similar vein, I'd like to see more with Mulan.
I do really like Mulan.
That's a really good movie that's really good, actually. I really enjoy that film.
Mulan is so
great.
good.
Everyone loves the soundtrack because it's so good. And I was disappointed in seeing the complete lack of that over in the China area of the World Showcase. I mean, I get that they want to go the very traditional route, but she saved China. She should, be at the pavilion.
And my final shout out is Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
There is no, or even not Emperor's New Groove, the Goofy movie.
Oh.
The sound, oh my god. The soundtrack to the Goofy movie, and I know most people understand what I'm saying, is like Stand Out or something. That song is amazing at the end. Where is that? Put it in the parade. Give me some Goofy movie in the parade.
Okay, next up is a holiday question.
Oh.
So, I don't think it's necessarily about Disney, but it's related. What's the dream holiday? So what's your dream holiday?
My dream holiday would be Hawaii, and California.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know both those places have Disney.
Hawaii doesn't have a Disney.
It's got Aulani.
It's got a resort. It does have a resort. You are right.
You know about Aulani.
I do know about Aulani.
Yeah, or I would really like to go to the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai, is it?
That place looks amazing.
That has always been on like a bucket list place to stay, in the room where the bathroom is like looking into the tank, and then freak out because the fish freak me out. But yeah, the Atlantis Hotel is another place I'd really like to go.
I actually think that my dream holiday would probably be Tokyo.
That's pretty realistic though.
I know it's like achievable realistic, but staying in the Hyatt Regency.
The
Hyatt Park Hotel, that one from
the one from Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation.
And that's going to be that's slightly more expensive.
In like one of their biggest and best suites. Like that for me would be the dream. Or Vegas in giant suite. Like not necessarily places that would be too difficult to get to or too expensive to get to, but just that staying in the really, really nice hotel when you're there. That for me would be like what makes it a dream holiday. Like I could go almost anywhere just as long as the hotel is just crazy good.
The Bellagio was pretty nice.
And I'd love to stay in like a proper suite.
No, I'd like to go in the Cosmopolitan suite.
Yeah.
With loads of friends.
Yeah.
Do very Las Vegas. Were they in the Cosmo? No, they were in the Aria.
Oh yeah. So something like that. I think that's for me like what makes it the dream.
Basically, nowhere cheap. I would like to go to Butlins for the weekend. That's my dream holiday.
Definitely not.
No, sorry. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Butlins. I'm just comparing the price to what we just talked about. I used to do Butlins.
Next question. Have you ever considered collecting Disney pins?
Do you know what? We were actually talking about this maybe like 2 days ago. that I want to get a lanyard and collect more pins. I think I was watching...
Our vlogs.
No, I think it was the O'Dell sisters they were getting their pins out. I think it was them. Someone was doing...
No, we were watching our vlog and you were looking at all the pins in the rack and you were saying, I wish I'd bought so many of those because they all looked really good. And
to be fair, anyone that's got any vlogs that has loads of pins in them was like, oh. Yeah, I think that's the thing I want to start collecting. I want to get a lanyard.
I mean, you did get a few and we have like a whole bunch of pins.
Yeah, I just want to get nice pins, I think. We have a lot of pins that we use for trading, which is we just got the really cheap ones and then just swap them out for ones that we liked. But I'd actually like to get specific pins for like dates and events and places we stay and things like the ones we've got. I think we've got a Star Wars weekend, we've got a
We've got the resort one as well.
Yeah, more like that, I think. So the next question we've kind of been asked 3 times differently. So I'm just going to mention all 3 of them in a row and then we can talk about them.
It's way more than 3 times. It's probably a question that we get the most across all of our videos.
When do you plan to go back to Disney World? Will you vlog it? When is your next trip to Disney? When's your next trip to Walt Disney World? I'm pretty sure there was a few more like that as well.
Yeah. So basically, we know we're going back to Disney World. Like, that's 100% fact. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen as soon as we can make that happen. What we're not gonna do, though, is take a trip, say, this year, or in 3 months' time, or in 6 months' time, before we've got the money to do it the way that we want to do it. It's kind of really the only way that we can answer that. We'd love to go back tomorrow. Like, ask Sarah any day of the week, do you want to go to Disney tomorrow? She'd be like, yes, absolutely.
Well,
as soon as possible. You would.
After I planned it.
After you've planned it, fine.
Planning is my favourite bit.
And we definitely will be going back. It's just going to be after we've had some time to save up some money and go and do Disney the way that we wanted to do it last time. And the way we did do it last time, which was, let's go for the chef's table at Victoria and Albert. Let's go get drinks here. Let's go eat out here. Let's go eat here and not worry about the cost of the food. And
we're in the research stage at the moment. Nothing's booked, no dates confirmed, but we are looking.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I think that the earliest we'd be looking to be going would be next year. Mm-hmm. But that's not like we're going next year. It's we're going next year is our goal. Like, that's our aim. We're going to try and make that happen, but if it doesn't, we're not going to compromise and just go anyway. We're going to go when it's right to go.
The way we want to book this next holiday is going to require a lot of planning to get it the way we want it to go. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like looking at how feasible things are and the deadlines of that and how we can work other things in. Yeah, definitely in the planning stages, but not going to go any further than that.
We're planning but not committed.
Yeah, planning but not committed. Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to film it though, so don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
There will be plenty more videos whenever we get the chance.
We've already been looking at like camera, not upgrades, but what new tech we can take with us.
Always looking at what sort of tech that we could use to film it next time, trying to look at anything that will give us like that better quality and make better vlogs for you guys. So we're definitely going to vlog it and it will definitely happen. We just don't have any definite dates. One of the follow-up parts to this question that was also asked was whether we would consider going to Disneyland Paris. And the answer for that one is probably not, actually. No. When we look at the prices that we'd be kind of paying to get there, stay in a hotel, spend on food, we're kind of £500 down, and we'd rather just put that money towards the Florida trip. You know, going to Disneyland Paris would set our Florida plans back by a couple of months, so we'd rather just wait, eat baked potatoes all week.
We laugh, but that's literally what I do before
literally
Florida.
What you did on the last trip to save money and make sure that we can have the best possible time in the place that we really, really love to go. What was your greatest magical moment at Disney ever?
My favourite magical moment is kind of a weird one, and when I say it, everyone's going to roll their eyes and be like, oh, of course. It was actually just walking through downtown Disney. I know the shops in downtown Disney, or Disney Springs now. It was downtown Disney when we went. And it's not the shops, it was the atmosphere. We were walking past the boathouse. It was the first time we really done any of the new Disney Springs expansion. It was all, that section was kind of themed. They had the people in the amphicars, they had a guy playing a saxophone, all the lights were dimmed, it was really magical and twinkly, and just walking through and just taking in the atmosphere was so nice. That's when I really felt like I was on holiday, and I really just felt really relaxed and thought, this is amazing. The second time, I think, probably was on the boat to downtown Disney or Disney Springs. When we booked our last trip, that was meant to be look, we're not going for years and years, like this is the last big blowout trip. And we were sitting in the boat on the way to Disney Springs, and we both looked at each other and we're like, yeah, we're gonna come back soon. Like we're doing this again. This isn't gonna be as far off as we thought. We're coming back, and that was really cool.
I think for me, I really enjoyed watching Wishes with you on the top of the
that
hotel
was nice.
on the last night. It was really one of those bittersweet moments where you're like, this is really, really magical and really nice because it was quite quiet. There weren't that many people there, and we just had a really nice last evening together on the roof. But it was that kind of slightly sad, this is our last day and we have to leave. But it was a really, really nice moment, and I really enjoyed that.
As Valentine's Day is coming up soon, when this goes up, it would already happen, but for us right now, it's tomorrow.
I meant to put this in the previous part, but it's in this part by accident.
What's your favourite Disney love song?
Whole New World from Aladdin, because it's an awesome movie and it's a great song. It's okay, you can say it.
Don't like romance in films. Any soppy bit, I'm always like, oh god, oh of course they have a song. I don't know. I just can't. I hate it. I wrote rom-coms, anything to do that. So the Disney, I actually prefer the villain songs. Give me Ursula's Poor Unfortunate Souls and Scar's Be Prepared, and I'm like sold. Or Dr. Facilier's I Got Friends on the Other Side.
Great
They
songs.
are the best songs. And then you've got like other ones. I think probably. No, that isn't even a love song.
What were you going to say?
Dig a Little Deeper from Princess
I
Bride.
don't know. I think you could make an argument that counts. I mean, they are talking about like getting to know people, and it's framed kind of like as a getting to know you song. It doesn't really count as a love song, but I think you could argue to be included.
I just don't really like romance. I don't have a favourite. They're all my least favourite songs in the films. Maybe Beauty and the Beast. No.
It's so cliche, that one, isn't it?
I know. I just don't. I mean, I don't know what, I'm going to go for Little Mermaid Under the Sea because it's about Ariel's romance with the sea. Done.
Well, they're on that romantic boat ride.
Or the one they go wow wow wow.
Yeah,
I don't
Kiss
like
the
that
Girl.
song. I hate that song. I hate love songs. I can't. I can't. I'm trying to
Okay,
think.
you can have Under the Sea. I'm making an executive decision. Alright, so the next question is, what is your favourite Disney World resort to stay at? Now, we both really only have one answer to this because we've only stayed at one Walt Disney World resort, and that's Port Orleans French Quarter, and we really, really loved it. So we're going to answer a slightly different question, which is which one would we like to stay at? And I think that I'm still going to say the Grand Floridian. I know we've discussed it, and I know it's kind of boring, and the main attraction's that really awesome lobby with the pianos, but I still really, really like the Grand Floridian.
Alright, let me think. I would quite like to stay at Wilderness Lodge at some point.
Just because I didn't like Bay Lake Tower doesn't mean you can't say why you did.
I just think it's fancy.
Okay, you can say that then.
Polynesian.
Or in like the little huts.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Give me a beachside hut and I'm sold. I like the hotels. I really like French Quarter.
It was very nice and it was perfect for us.
It's not necessarily the fanciest hotel, but it fits what we want from a hotel. And I also like that it's not busy. Like after staying there and then going to the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, all the traffic from the monorail like loop. No, I liked how quiet French Quarter was. When we were there the
nice.
day, and it was just
great.
chill.
If you could create a new land, attraction, or restaurant at Disney World, what would you create? We've said it before a lot of times, but I think Epcot really needs a proper futuristic zone. Like Future World is great. It's mostly current tech, and they haven't really done a lot of future stuff with it. So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see a real sci-fi inspired, not necessarily realistic, but just forward-looking area of the park that looks at stuff that could be possible and talks about the future of science more than what's currently there. What about you?
Probably San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco, with a Big Hero 6 restaurant, which is the restaurant of the aunt in the film.
Yes, I want those wings.
And then you have basically it's her restaurant, and then the little animatronics would be Baymax up the stairs, just occasionally popping his head round, and then not. And then you'll have Mochi just asleep in the corner. Not a real cow, it's the animatronics, but that's how I'd have it. And then they serve like a mix between like San Francisco food, like all the like Fisherman's Wharf stuff, and then Japanese mix.
Yeah, like fusion.
Fusion.
That'd be really cool. That's a very, very good idea. I want to see that.
Me and my partner are going to America this year. Is there any good places to go out there? And also, when are you going on your next holiday?
We've definitely answered the last part. But as for places to go, I think it really, really depends what you're into. I mean, I definitely still think that the Kennedy Space Center is worth a visit, especially now that space exploration's kind of changed. It's really awesome to see a lot of this stuff that was very recently still current space exploration tech and is probably going to start not disappearing, but it's starting to become history, which I think is a shame, but it means it's a good chance to go and see it while it's still
relevant.
Still relevant, yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I think Celebration's a really cool place to go visit. It's really weird. It's definitely like, it's not Stepford Wives, is it?
Stepford Wives or Pleasantville type.
Pleasantville, it's very like that. Very, very like that. And it's really weird, but it's all really cool. Some cool shops.
Celebration is the town that's owned by Disney, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And then they've got all sorts of rules about what the residents can and can't do. So it's a very consistent area, which just is very different from anything you'd see on a regular street. Is worth checking out.
When you book your Disney holidays, do you book them directly through Disney or via a travel agent?
It's kind of...
Bit of both.
It's a bit of neither, really.
Well, we booked our last trip through Travel City Direct.
We kind of mix and match. It depends what's going to get us the best deal. Sarah's really good at doing this. She'll look at what deals that the travel agent can get us, what deals that they're offering on these sort of package sites, what we can get if we do it all completely ourselves, and you just kind of mix and match and work out what the best deal is possible. Next question is, are your friends and family really into Disney, or are you the odd ones out?
I think our friends and family are into Disney, but I don't think they're into Disney as much as I am. And I say I am because I also think I'm into Disney a bit more than you are.
You are, yeah. Because it's not humanly possible to be that into Disney unless you're you.
I just really like talking about it, and I always find that I can push it into conversations really easily. But then I'm very self-conscious that all I end up talking about is we'll have your dad, for example, always try and make conversation with us. He'll be like, so what are your plans? I'll be like, I'm looking at Disney. We want to do this. Or do you remember that's like that time we went to Disney and we did this? And I know it's really annoying, but I just can't stop doing it. And then I push myself into helping other people plan their Disney trips. Like, where should we go on holiday? I think you should go to Disney. Let me help you plan it. Like, I don't know, I can just push it upon anyone. And it must be horrible for you. Like, I know that it's annoying, but it's like word vomit. I can't physically stop. Like, Ash will say to me, maybe we don't talk about Florida just for a little bit. And I'll
just
be like...
for like a couple of weeks.
And then you'll be like, what are you doing? I'm reading this book about Disney. Do you want to hear what I found? I found this out. Or what are you doing? I'm watching this vlog. This has happened. Guess what this news is? Look at this thing that I found. So I do apologise, but I can't stop. It's part of me. It's part of who I am.
I'm definitely really into Disney, and a lot of that stems from going so many times with my dad growing up. That was such a good experience, and I really loved that. And he definitely likes Disney as well and really enjoys going to the parks. So that's definitely where it comes from. But I would say that, yeah, I kind of am the outlier in my family in that I do like it a lot more than they do. But part of that is just because of spending so much time with Sarah. Okay, this next question we've got is, what do you think about them replacing wishes? Now, I think our answer probably goes against what some people would say is the popular opinion right now, in that we're actually really for this decision. I think this is a really great opportunity for Disney to bring in something new and to bring out something really amazing here. And I really hope that they follow through on that.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen from like the videos and sneak peeks that the Disney Parks blogs put up, there's a lot of new pyrotechnics, a lot of new projections for the show. It just looks a lot newer and a lot fresher. And I liked Wishes, but I liked Wishes like a few years ago, and I'm kind of bored of Wishes now. Like there's certain points where I know what's going to happen. Like I know the order of the fireworks and things like that, and I'm just kind of bored of it. The whole, I don't know, I'm done with it, and it just needs to go. And I appreciate that some people do really like it and are really sad about it's going, but I was really sad when Main Street Electrical Parade went, but I completely understand that it is very dated, and as much as I love it and the song, Disney needs to keep refreshing stuff to kind of compete with other theme parks, and I think this is a really good direction they're going in. And the next question is, what would you spend your last $20 in Disney World on?
I think what I'd probably go for is either some really awesome playing cards, because I love playing cards, or just a nice t-shirt.
Judging by our last trip, probably mugs. Mugs or pens or things like that. I love mugs and pens or food.
Next up, what is your favourite thing about going to Disney?
I really like making memories and knowing that I'm going to have a really good time and knowing that I'm just going to enjoy myself the whole time I'm there. Like, I am a summer person, knowing it's going to be nice and warm, my optimum temperature. In Florida, I'm like, when people are hot, I'm like, this is good. I'm warm. And I know that I'm going to have some really good food. have some really good times on rides. I'm just going to really enjoy myself and make lots of really awesome memories.
I just really like being able to kind of relax. You know, a lot of people see the parks as stressful, and there's always that joke going around of, oh, I need a vacation from this vacation. I don't really feel that way so much. I really enjoy it. It's relaxing to just, even though you're doing a lot of active stuff, I find that quite relaxing to not have to think. I mean, especially where my daily life is sitting in front of a computer screen and just using my brain all the time, like with everything. It's so mentally taxing. It's actually quite nice to just go do a lot of physical walking around in the heat where I don't have to think too much about stuff. All right, next up, one for Sarah. What made you decide to do the Disney cast member program?
I was actually in Epcot. I'm like got really good memory for really random things.
You do.
So I was in Epcot in Mouse Gears, at the tills, but the exit that's just
very specific.
Yeah, by the fountains. I can actually describe how the tills. I was looking at the rubbish by the till before I went and queued. Anyway, I got served by this girl from Liverpool because I saw on her name badge it said Liverpool, and I was like, "You're from Liverpool? How are you working here?" And she's like, "Oh, I applied in the UK for a company called Yummy Jobs, and I'm here for the summer." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can do programs where you come for the summer." And then I came back and did some research into it and thought, yeah, that's really cool. So I applied, had the interview in November, and then the next summer I was in Disney World for the summer. Just like that, just because it was awesome and I wanted to go live in Disney World.
And you did.
I did.
All right, now our final question for this Q&A series is actually probably my favorite question that we've been asked. Mostly because it just points out how... I'm just going to read the question. So the question is, hey, are you guys in a relationship or are you just friends? And this just really made me laugh because it just pointed out how not very coupley we are around each other. At least not on camera anyway.
Or off camera.
Or off camera. But yes, we are in a relationship and we have been for... God, forever.
Like 5.5 years?
Yeah, something like that. It's been a long time.
I'm like the anti-romantic, romantic stuff just makes my skin crawl. I'm just not a fan. I like doing stuff with you and spending time with you and doing really fun things, but like I'm not soppy, like... Not
at all. No. It's not really our bag. Nor like public affection type stuff.
I think actually a perfect example of this is we went to Thorpe Park with loads of other like YouTube couple type things. And there were points where someone's like, "Oh, what you and Ash doing?" I was like, "Oh no, where's Ash?" And I was like, looking around, like, "Ash!" And you were literally, we'd been queuing for maybe like 30 minutes. You were the other side of the group in the queue, just chatting to people over there, and I was here. And everyone else kind of stayed in their little couples, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm with Ash." And I remember shouting down the queue, like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Just chat to people." "All right then. I'll see you in a bit when we get on the ride." And I'm like, "Do you want to sit next to me or should I sit next to someone else?" We're really like blasé about it. Not in a bad way, just...
I think we're just very secure in that we both know we love each other and we don't need to try and prove that to everyone. Not saying that that's what coupley people are trying to do, like do whatever works for you, but we just don't feel the need to be that way.
Is that all the questions?
That is all the questions.
Oh,
so thank you for sending them in. There were loads of them this time round.
Yeah, it's only taken us like 2 hours to do them all.
Yeah.
2 hours. I need some juice.
Yeah, I need a drink.
You probably mean alcohol. I
genuinely mean like a glass of water right now. My throat is like,
Yeah. So thank you for watching and thank you for sending in all your questions. It was actually really fun to answer.
Yeah.
So we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Why'd you say it weird? Bye. Oh, shut up, boats.
Will that be picked up?
I don't know, maybe.
There's boats. It's gonna do it again. Boat noises.